everyone. This is an Excel recording. So today we will cover three important Excel topics. One is pivot, which a lot of us use for in our daily usage in Excel practice. Another one is index match, which is a very potent replacement for VLOOKUP, and the third one is subtotal. First thing what we are going to do is today we have this huge database where we have zone data for east, north, south and west, and we have lists of customers, their IDs, and here is the customer name and the sale which that has happened for the year 2018. So first what we will do is we want to see the zone wise sales for the year 2018. So for that, the easiest way to do is create a pivot. So what we'll do is to choose the entire table, we'll go to the cornermost cell and we'll choose Control A. With this, the entire table gets selected. Then we go to the top next to Home button where we click Insert. So here you will see a pivot table, where we click on this. So what will happen is here we will either have an option to create the pivot table in this very worksheet or use it in a different worksheet. So for reading basis and for the accessory part of it, what we are going to do is we are going to do it, create it in a new worksheet. So I press OK, and here we go. We have created our pivot table. So the objective here is to see what is zone wise sales for 2018. So in pivot we have four categories. One is the filters, next is the columns, then values and rows. So for filters, which is self-explanatory, where it will allow you to filter on the data. So for example, if I want to just filter on maybe customers, we don't want specific customers to come out in the sales, then we'll put that customer name in filters. Now the first objective is we want to see zone wise sales, so we drag into rows, we pull the sales into the values column. Okay, the first thing here you see is the zone wise sales. Here you see by default we'll have this data in this template. So to improve this, to bring it in a number, we are going to choose this, and then as we want to remove the decimal in this case, we will choose the last, and here we go. We have this sales. Out of the total sales of 38 crores, this is the sale for each of the zone wise. Now to explain you how the filter column works, for example, here we want to filter out few customers. So for example, I don't want to see the sales of AGH1 and Abhishek. So what will happen is this will go up. You see, these were the, once I filter out the zones which way they belong to, that zone is also gone out. So that's how in filters it will work. I hope this is another thing that we normally use when we are working with a big data set is we name each of the tabs so that a person using after us can easily navigate. So for example, this is summary sales zone. This way when somebody else use this file, that person can easily go through this Excel. Next, what we are going to learn is subtotal. So normally what we will use is we normally use sum to find this total sales here only. So we use sales, but that's it. This is I just highlighted. So it's 38 crores which we found in the pivot tab. But the problem here is, for example, sometimes you really want to quickly just rather than click pivot, we just want to see what is the sale of the north zone or the west zone. So let's see, which you want to filter out and find out the sale for west zone. When we filter out, red zone, the sales doesn't increase or decrease or change. We just find the same sales here. But if we choose the entire row here, the sale is actually less. It's 10 crores. Why this happens is because the sum formula doesn't change even with the filter. So for such cases, we use a formula called subtotal. Subtotal formula works like this. You choose sub and then total. So normally if a formula comes like this, we need not write it completely. We can use tab and then formula comes. So for subtotal, we have all these options. So we have from average, count, max, min, product, standard deviation, sum. So here we want to use the sum function. So for that we choose 9 and then the range. So the range is the entire sales for this. So I did control shift down and then I close the bracket and here we go. Now we'll see the difference between the sum and the subtotal formula. So now if I go and select west, there we go. We have the sales for west. So as you can see, so this is very important. So normally people tend to use the sum formula. We won't do it. We would use the subtotal, which not only gives it has the same functionality as sum, but also gives this extra functionality where we can filter out sum when as well we record. Okay. So the next is, and this is what we have. The last topic of this video is index match. Index match is something that we use as a replacement for VLOOKUP. So for example, we want to see the total sales for few of these IDs. Okay, so we have this. So next is we want to use the index match formula. So what we are going to do is, here is the tab customer. So the customer tab, we are going to see what is, so we are going to find out the sales for these customer IDs. So this is the list of customers which exist in this master database. So for that, what we are going to do is we are going to use index match. So index match, so was to go index, we choose the data that we want. So in this case, we want the sales. So sometimes what we can do is, for a bigger database like this, rather than choosing like this, you control shift down, what we can do is we can choose the entire column together. So as you can see in the formula bar, we have chosen the entire column E, and then what we do is we now pull in the match. So what do we match with? So here in the customer tab, so first call ID 735029, we want the sales for this particular ID. So I click this, that's B4, and then we go to this tab from where we already want to say pull the sales data, and now we have to match it with the ID here. So we choose the ID column like we did for the sales column. We chose the entire column. Here we are going to choose the entire column C. So now just click on comma and then comes this. So here you have three options. Either you want to match, so what condition do you want to put in? Is it less than, exact match, or greater than? So here we want to do an exact match. The IDs should match for both the tabs. So I choose 0, close it, and close the bracket, and here we go. So now, rather than writing the formula for all these, we just this plus sign will come, we double click, and here we go. So we have the index match. The advantage here is that from VLOOKUP, where we have to normally choose the number of rows or the column from when we want to pull it, index match is pretty straightforward. You choose the columns that you want to pick up the data, match it, and especially, like for example, from a personal experience, I've used a lot of data sets in my pharma experience and in the analytics projects that we've done, and we prefer to use that. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Hope I have been able to help you with the queries on Excel. Thank you.